They say don't come around here with your bling on. It could get ugly for a nigga like Klingons. Fuck you and your flag, I use that bitch to pee on. Type of shit we pee on with niggas that's peons. Used to roll blunts with my cousin from 6th straight. Used to shoot crap and sell crack like every day. Bottles of Hennessy looking out for my enemies. Never found Jesus, guess he wasn't a friend of me. Men lie, women lie, you know the rest. Money on my mind, on my grind, I'm puffing less. Hanging out with Warren, we on Douglas and Sawyer. He told me never trust a bitch and never lie to your lawyer. Said the red bone bitches is spoiled. The dark ones is royal. The white ones will spoil you, but ain't none of them loyal. Lord, I never heard more truth in a sentence, and still I tried fucking them all. Can you forgive me? Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery, but I remember vividly what these streets did to me. More nights stealing, less nights chilling. The more shots they hold, the better they feel it. Yeah, Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery, but I remember vividly what these streets did to me. More nights stealing, less nights chilling. The more shots they hold, the better they feel it. Yeah, Father, forgive me, but I'm talking my blood pops. I cannot forgive you for your life, it's a blood clot. Half a century still stuck on that needle. This is why I lie and tell the world I don't need you. Shit, I overcame my addiction to weed, bro. It's obvious you love dope more than me, though. 86 Regal creeping up, that's my cousin Nate. Kevin got an 87 Cuddy, so we celebrate. Jody got a Corvette, he took it off a customer. European face on that Chevy, cause I'm a hustler. Headed to the lake, summertime, that's all I know. Swerving a Suburban, curb it and deserted. Flirting with this virgin nurse from West Suburban. She said she loved Durban, served me after her shift. It's lit, like the Sunday service. Sins of a father, now I'm addicted. Forgive me for my brash delivery, but I remember vividly what these streets did to me. More nights stealing, less nights chilling. The more shots they hold, the better they feel it. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know y'all can probably hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me well. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me well. It's about to go down, man. I forgot to turn my light on back there, but it's going to be absolutely fine in just a second. But anyway, guys, you guys can see me for now. But anyway, welcome to another episode of Flippin Tables. This is Tuesday night, and I feel all right. I'm honeymoon happy and peacock proud to be in the building with you guys tonight. Do me a favor. That's something. We're going to go over the free stuff first. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe button, the share, right? When you subscribe, hit the notification button so you know when we go live with these conversations. All right. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate it. Go ahead and do that for your boy. All right. Let's do that first. If you're watching right now, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I see that we have people coming in right now. Again, hit the like button, subscribe, and that's the free thing. If you want to give to the channel, man, I would love for you guys to donate to the channel, to show your boy some love. You see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen right there. That is my Cash App. If you do want to give in other ways, you could definitely give a super chat at the bottom of the, you see it at the bottom down there. And also consider joining the channel as well. All right. So guys, tonight, tonight's the night, man. We're going to have a really, really good, tight conversation tonight. Because I believe in the world that we're living in today, that there's a lot of femininity going on in the world today. And I'm not speaking about the women tonight. We're talking about the men who behave as such. Mm-hmm. Now, if you guys want to come up, man, please go ahead and hit the link. Come on up in the back. Make sure your camera's on. Make sure you're sitting down. Make sure you're not in your car. Make sure you're not sitting in a dark area. Make sure the area is well lit and you're sitting still. Okay. I appreciate that. But before we get into this conversation tonight, let's see here. We got Antoine in the building, man. Thank you so much. You said greetings and salutations, brother. Good to see you. Lost in Translation is in the building tonight. Music Man 1982 is in the building tonight. Let's see here. All right, man. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's go ahead and jump in this conversation, because this conversation is going to be, I believe, and I want to start out with consumption. Consumption is important. I believe as a Black community, we consume things that are not good for us. Now, I want to start out by saying this in front of this camera tonight. Tyler Perry is where I'm going to start. I remember Tyler Perry started out with him being himself, him wanting to be dressed like a woman, talk like a woman, be muddier. He took the world by storm. He did. He took the world by storm. Everybody loved that man in that dress, muddier. Tyler Perry used to wear shirts on the set. You probably can go back and Google it. He used to wear shirts on the set that says "No cursing on the set." Over the years, as homosexuality started to be more accepted in the Black community, Tyler began to live more and to project more on who he already is. And now Tyler Perry, all of his movies, because he was raised by a mom abused by his father, who eventually he found out at 50 was not his father. So his mama was a whore. She's dead. She's maggot food now, but she's passed away. I just want to say, now he's creating movies that emasculates Black men on a whole nother level. Tyler Perry emasculates men on a whole nother level. All of his movies has to be about a Black woman getting abused, not being accepted by the world. And then here comes the poor man that works at the car dealership 5 miles down the street to come save her from a lawyer that's making $1 million a year. All men are in Tyler Perry's adaptation of movies. Men are abusive. Black men are abusive. But Tyler Perry wanted to go a little bit further. Tyler Perry wanted to go a little bit further. And now Tyler Perry wants to get all of the homosexuality out right now. He wants to get all the homosexuality out right now. I'm not watching any of Tyler Perry TV shows because from what I hear, I'm in corporate America. So the Black women at my job speak about this show. I forgot the name of the damn show. Black and Beautiful or some shit. Beauty and Black. That's it. Beauty and Black. And it's about a whole bunch of gay shit. I've heard people say, oh, it has a storyline, so it's not that bad. It has a storyline. Tyler Perry has a storyline. It's not that bad. I don't care about a storyline. When are we going to stand firm and say, Tyler, you don't have any other ideas than emasculating Black men? Emasculating Black men in all your TV shows, and now you're going a little bit further and showing masculine, successful Black men screwing each other, having sex with each other, sneaking behind the down low brothers. You can't have a movie where there's a successful Black man, a successful Black woman, and successful children. You can't do that, Tyler. All the TV shows have gay stuff in it. All of them have gay stuff in it. And if I'm being honest, and this is a message to all the men out there, if you're married or seriously dating, or you with a woman and your girl watching this shit, you need to question your relationship, because why would your woman be sitting there? This is Black women now, because Black women this is Black women now are sitting in front of the TV watching these two men get booty bumping. If these women like it, if your woman likes sitting down watching this, there's a problem in your house. There's a problem in your relationship. If they're watching it, and if you see them watching it and you don't say nothing to shut it down, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. See, what's happening is this. This is straight up. What's happening is this. There's one more thing I want to add. Men, if you're watching this shit, you gay. You gay. If you're watching this, if you're watching Tyler Perry TV shows, you gay. You have some tendencies. I don't want to hear, oh man, I'm watching it with my boo tonight, man. My baby want to watch this show that Tyler Perry. No, be a man. Be a man. You see what the name of the show is, and the title of the show tonight is Facts Over Feelings: Why Men Must Reject Feminine Behavior. Now I'm gonna be talking for another 5 minutes. Guys, if you want to come up, you could go ahead and come up. The link is at the top of the chat. If you don't see it, let me know in the chat, and I would definitely put the link back down in the chat for you guys to come up, and you could just be there for the next 5 minutes. I'll bring you up. we can have this conversation. But if your woman is watching it, if you're watching it with your woman or you watching it individually, you gay. You gay. And if your wife and your girlfriend or fiance like watching it, then she gonna plug you in a minute. She's gonna plug you in a minute. You're gonna be laying in the bed, and all of a sudden you're gonna feel immense pressure. She's gonna plug you in a minute. She's gonna be enticed. She's gonna be enticed to plug you up, brother. She's gonna plug you down. She's gonna go to the store. She's gonna go to one of these exotic stores and buy a dildo just for your booty hole. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Tyler Perry is the epitome of what Black community does not need. I don't care. Y'all can criticize me. You can say what you want. You could go back behind my back and talk about me. I don't care. Tyler Perry has emasculated on a high level. Tyler Perry has emasculated Black men from the top to the bottom. He has emasculated Black men. Black men are in his movies are poor and looking for a wife, or they rich and abusing a wife. And now he got Black men on every damn show he has. I'm hearing. I don't watch the shit, but every show that I'm hearing, every man in the shows are they're either married or fucking somebody else, another man, or two men bunny booping, body bumping, and booty rubbing in the bed together. And your woman is watching it. Men, it's time to take a stand. It's time to take a stand. If you are a man right now and you're watching this, because I know this is not going to be popular, because the number one supporter of all this sissified soft pillow era shit is Black women. Black women love soft men. They love booty duty men. They love them. This is how I learned last week about the velvet marriages and shit. This is how I learned about the velvet marriages. And I had to go research it. Velvet marriage is a woman, a single Black woman, because we're going to talk about Black people today. We always going to talk about the Black people. It's the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Come on, let's talk about this. Black women who want to be married to Black men who are aisle 5 at Walmart. Now, if you're not familiar with what aisle 5 at Walmart is, that's where the aisle where the sugar is. So these women want to marry and be in relationships and get pregnated by gay men and allow the gay man to live his life outside of them, but also be with them, because they're getting the best of both worlds of what the women, this is what the women are saying. I'm able to talk to him. I'm able to have pillow talk. We're able to go buy the same panties. We're able to buy the same makeup. Oh my God, we share the same bra. Oh my God. Our menstrual cycle comes on every month. Mine comes on physically. His comes on mentally. Oh my God. His dick pussy is bleeding and my real pussy is bleeding. Oh my God. This is what's happening right now in the community. And who's going to stand up and say so? When are the men going to take their nuts back? Who is it? What man is going to stand up doing what I'm doing right now? I know this is not going to be popular. It's not going to be popular, and I'm not expecting it to be popular. But if you're in a lavender marriage, women are delusional, and what they're doing is they're grabbing hold of men and they're dragging them down into the pits of hell. That's what's happening. And men are just holding on, saying, "Yeah, baby, burn me up. I want to go. I want to go. Take me to hell. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go." But I'll say this, and I'm going to start bringing people up. We're going to get this show kicking with some panelists up here tonight if you want to join the show. I'm looking at my messages, guys, so I can see what's going on here. Okay, so if you are a man who has a woman and your woman is watching Tyler Perry TV shows, she gonna plug you in a minute. She gonna bend your ass over in a minute. She's gonna add you to the bend over. And I know some of you guys are like the guy, Amari Hardwick, when he was on For Colored Sisters, another Tyler Perry screw up about abusive men and gay men. Goddamn, ain't nobody bending me over. Yeah, she gonna bend your ass over, because if you allow her to watch it, you say, what is going on in your wife's mind where she want to see two men fucking? That's the first question. Put a one in the chat if y'all are as confused as me. What does a woman get, a heterosexual woman get, out of watching two men fucking? Somebody tell me. And then, if you're having a date night and you're watching the Tyler Perry TV show, you gay. You gay. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. I don't want to hear, oh, this was she picked. I don't want to hear it, because when you see that ass toot up with the hair between the cheeks on the screen, you need to walk out the room, take the remote. I ain't gonna say nothing about it like that. I ain't gonna say that. Take the remote from her and tell her, we not watching this shit. Be a man. Damn it. Also, I want to kick a shout out tonight to another man who out there who thought that he would do a live about the Black Man Unfiltered Network and talk about my brothers on the channel, my brothers in arms on the channel. If you're watching tonight, don't throw the rock and hide your hands, little fella. Don't, because I'll dedicate a week to you. And I understand, and I want you to understand that I'm surgical with this shit. And so I don't want to have to come out of retirement and handle you that way. But if you're going to talk about my brothers in arms, JT, R Payne, so on and so forth, I'm going to need you to stop on by tonight so we can have the conversation. I'm not here to fight with you. I'm here to talk with you. Nothing but love. And I'm going to do what you didn't do. I'm going to invite you into my house, and we can have the conversation, little guy. All right, little guy. I'm talking to you, little guy. You know who I'm talking to, little guy, because you're acting just like these feminine men, little guy. You're acting like these feminine men, little guy. Okay. And so if you hear me now, let me know. But tonight, until he comes, if he shows up, because he probably not, he's throwing the rocks and hiding his hand. Because that's what most gay men, that's what most men of feminine nature do. That's what they do. Because I'm a coon when I'm not on his panel, or the people here are coons because we have an opinion. And I just want you to stand on business. Come over into my house, sit down, have a drink, so we can sort this thing out on why you feel the need to take men of stature and try to drag them down to your channel that ain't like this channel. We don't buy subscriptions over here. We work hard for what we've gotten over here. Okay, I'll just leave that there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, if you want to come up, you could definitely come up. And the link is in the chat. If you do not see the link, please notify me. I will definitely put the link back in the chat for you guys to come up and have this conversation. Okay. My normal guys are not here tonight. I don't know if they're shaving their legs. I don't know if they're watching Tyler Perry's Beauty in Black. I hope not. Be my last conversation. But if you want to join the panel tonight, please have your camera on. Please be sitting still. Please don't be in your car jacking off or with your lights off. I'm not doing any more car. It looks horrible when you go back and watch it. It doesn't feed the channel any good things when you're sitting in your car with the lights off. We can only see your bottom lip. So make sure you're sitting down with your mic on, mic hot. Make sure your camera's on, and make sure we can see you. We're not doing anything else in the dark. That we're not. Okay. All right. So tonight I got somebody back here already. But before I bring him up, I want to hop into the super chats because someone wanted to support the channel tonight. And I appreciate him so much for supporting the channel. Anton is in the building tonight, man. Thank you so much, Anton, for being here. Anton says this. He says, feminine men don't have penis. They have a mangina. I agree completely. Let's see here. Thank you for that $5 super chat. He also sent another one. Let me find it. He sent that one. Then he sent this one. He said, I haven't watched anything from Tyler Perry in a long time. Now I could care less. I agree. Tyler Perry is for everything. Pecker in the butt. PITB. Pit B. Pecker in the butt. Y'all remember that. Pit B. Pecker in the butt. That's all Tyler Perry is doing right now. And the women love it. He's number one on Netflix for these shows that depict men as gay, abusive, so on and so forth. The movie Straw with what's the damn girl name? Taraji P. Henson. And everybody say feel sorry for her in the movie. She has mental illness. What about all the people you see on a normal basis when you walk in your downtown areas or you walking through neighborhoods and you see those homeless people? Are we videoing them? Are we showing any love to them? We're not. We're not showing any love. So again, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, guys. In the chat right now, if you do have a wrench, you have it for a reason. Use that wrench and get people up in here, get people comfortable, get people situated, get people to talking, ask some questions. Let's push them to the limit tonight about this conversation. All right. Facts over feelings. Why men must reject feminine behavior. This is the Flippin Tables podcast. We're about to have this conversation right after I play this for these super chats. I appreciate you so much, man, for the super chats. Here we go.
Oh, let me slow it down. Rapping with the singing, I be swinging. You can get it all free like welfare. Yeah. Back to the beginning, know what I told ya. I got 2 degrees, now I'm dumb rich. This sound like some 718 shit. The living weirdo on the same shit. Gave me in, let's go buy a Lennox.
All right, man, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the super chats. I appreciate those super chats from Anton here. He gave $10 total. I appreciate it, guys. If you want to donate to the channel, you see the cash up at the bottom of the screen, and or you can join the channel and you can give her super chat as well, man. I appreciate you guys for being here. Tonight's episode is Facts Over Feelings, Why Men Must Reject Feminine Behavior. Right now on the stage, yours truly, the comedian, the airborne ranger in the building tonight, DL Saint from I Really Want to Know podcast, man. So make sure you guys like and subscribe over at his channel. Make sure you keep up with him. Hit the subscribe button, like button, hit that notification button so you know when he goes live. This man has been in Hollywood. This man has been around Hollywood. He knows what's going on. And we're going to talk tonight. We're going to talk about these feminine as men. All right. I forget the man's name, DL Saint. What's the man's name who played Pinky on Friday?
I just talked about him too. Daggone it. It'll come to me. I literally just had this conversation because I forgot his name, and one of the dudes in my chat had to tell me because he was also in South Central. Yeah, he was in everything. Clifton Powell. That's it. Clifton Powell. Thank you. So I know somebody in chat probably told you it came to you. Funny story, bro. I bumped into that brother, man. Like my first few months in Hollywood, one of the first people I bumped into was Clifton Powell, bro. Solid brother.
Yeah.
Solid brother, man.
He's not doing penis. He's not doing pit B.
No.
Pit B is penis in the butt. He's not doing pit B.
No, bro. And I mean, dude, it's really crazy, man. Because I did this show. It's called the Hollywood Casting Couch. You know, it's talking about the casting couch, and it's for people always think about women, but it's like it's dudes. And I was talking about Tyler Perry's case because you know some dude is suing him for what, $200 million.
Yeah.
And you know that guy who sued him was on CBS had him on for an interview, And bro, I was just kind of shaking my head, but I mean, it is what it is, bro. That's that Hollywood life. You know, I talk to people. I was an air traffic controller when I was in Hollywood. I got into comedy later in my career, but I've always been around Hollywood kids that were, you know, writers, producers, actors, stuff like that. You know, PAs, people working their way up, and they all tell me, man, I got stories. Alan Thicke, which is Robin Thicke's father.
Yeah.
You know, he's the dude who had his own TV show, Thick in the Night, late night TV show. He had his own TV sitcom. Like
Was it Growing Pains?
Was it Growing Pains? Was that what they were, the Seavers or whatever?
Yeah, I think so.
Great show. I mean, he was a great guy. Real close friend of mine when she was a PA working with one of the studios was tasked to go pick him up. Like he had to come in and do something, interview or something. And this is, you know, he wasn't doing any of the TV shows. He just come in and do a one-off or whatever. And she's a very beautiful woman. You know, fine, exotic looking, like and driven. She goes to pick him up, and dude's in the back seat, not really saying anything, just kind of maneuvered himself into a position where he could see her in her rearview mirror. Bro, he starts, you know what I'm saying, spanking the monkey right there.
Damn.
While she trying to drive in LA traffic, trying to get him to the studios. Now, he didn't touch her. He didn't say anything to her. But this is what she has to deal with. And she knows if she says anything, that could be a black mark on her. Like she might not get no more work. Like, again, she's just trying to, this is early in her career. Now she's making movies. Like she's rubbing elbows with the bigs. Like she knows everyone in the business, very well respected. But because we had this conversation, I'm like, well, how often do you got to go through stuff like this? And she was like, well, there's all sorts of weirdness going on out here. That's why they call it Hollyweird. And it's, you know, and she told me this story. I'm like, have you ever had to deal with a Harvey Weinstein kind of thing? She's like, I worked in his office. No, I never had to deal with it because the other women kept me away from it. Right now, the same thing goes for dudes on dudes. Same thing goes. They do the same thing, bro. And that's what the show was about today, bro. So, you know, great topic, man. And, you know.
So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on, let's take it out of the celebrity world for a second. What are your thoughts on just the normal thing about these? Have you heard anything about these Lavender relationships?
Yes. I've been trying to decide if I was going to cover it or not. I think what I'll do is just a real short one, just to see what kind of traction I get, and then maybe sit down and actually do one. But the Lavender, and I'm going to tell you my definition of Lavender, make sure we're on the same page.
Okay.
Lavender relationship being you have a homosexual male with a heterosexual female, and they get together in a relationship, and in some cases get married. And they have this relationship. In her mind, she's like, well, it's great for me because I don't have any wifely duties, and we're just best friends, and, you know, we're splitting bills and we're doing all this. I don't know what the guy gets out of it. I guess splitting bills, you know, don't have to worry about being in a real relationship, you know, romantic relationship. You're just dealing with this person. But I don't understand why people are doing that, you know. And are we on the same page here? Is that what the Lavender?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely. I just want to say, man, we're living in a time right now where we are, you yourself, DL Saint, myself and others, we're living in a dying world, man. We're living in a world where we're becoming, as the men that we were raised to be, we're becoming extinct. I see men, grown men wearing lipstick, grown men wearing dresses, grown men who say they're heterosexual are wearing dresses. They're painting that some of your favorite football players now have on pink nail polish and have their toes and their nails painted pink, yellow, and orange. I'm confused. I don't think you'd ever see Lawrence Taylor with his nails painted. Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Emmett Smith, Michael Irving, Troy Aikman. Like, you would have never seen these guys walking around with their nails painted, twitching around, saying this is the new thing, and women accepting it, saying, "Oh, that's cute." Men are tapping into their femininity. That is, I mean, what are your thoughts, D? Just give me something. Like, what's happening?
I remember when I was
even better. I'm gonna add another question on to that.
Okay.
If your daughter was dating and she brought home a guy and he shook your hands and his nails were red, pink, and orange, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. So I remember when I was middle school, I was messing with this girl, you know, puppy love or whatever, and she painted my nail like green or pink or something like that. This one, she wanted to paint my whole hand like, nah. She painted my nail. I'm like, man, why'd you let her do it? Yeah, I don't know why I let her do it, but I was trying to give me a little kiss, bro. I was trying to get on third base. Mm-hmm. Right? I never stopped. Like the masculinity never left me. It was a play. I'm trying to get at shorty. Right? That's the only time in my life I can think that, I was messing with nail polish. And then when I was grown, you know, at the peak of my, you know what I mean, womanizing,
yeah,
I would go get, you know, manicures and pedicures. It was clear. And the reason I did it, because women would grab my hand. I'm like, oh, look at your manicure. And they would, women that I didn't even know, just standing around in the lounge or the club or outside somewhere, they would just grab my hand and look at the manicure or the pedicure, right? Now, mind you, I always went to the shop with a dime. I'm in there with a chick, right? So I did that. Again, it was a play. And later on in life, it helped me. But I would never color my nails. I just wouldn't do that. That's just, you know, these young boys wearing skirts. I mean, skirts. They're not wearing kilts. They're not. I mean, they're wearing skirts. That it would never even cross my mind to do something like that. But I think it's they're looking for attention. You got to look at how they were raised, right? You know, if you're being raised with feminine energy, you're gonna move feminine. I'm not saying you're gonna be gay necessarily, but you're gonna move less masculine, more feminine. And if it's all about getting attention, I mean, that's the best way to get attention from everybody, right?
It's just hard for me to see, pause, men running down the field, Jamar Chase or like these Dwayne Wade said he's releasing his own nail polish for men. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Yeah.
And I want to stress the reason I did that because it got me in the door with women. I didn't have to come up with no lines. I didn't have to, you know, what's up, girl? Blah, blah. They would come up to me. That's the reason I was doing it. And it was clear. You know, it was just clear polish or whatever. I did that. I talked to my dad about it. This is when I stopped. I talked to my dad about it. And he was like, you don't have to get polished, boy. Just have them buff it and it'll look shiny. So he was just like, you ain't got to get polished, boy. And I stopped. And I stopped. You imagine I was into my 30s when that was going on. I stopped because my dad told me without telling me, he was just like, you don't have to get polished, boy. Just, you know, just get it buffed. And I said, all right, Dad. But I had that link. I had a mentor, a father, a masculine lead that tell me, like, I see what you're doing, boy. Yeah, it's working. Because he came to LA a couple times. He saw, like, boy, I see why you're doing it, but you can just get it buffed out. You ain't got to get the polish on there.
So I want to get into this in chat. I want to hear what you guys have to say too. Some of the the biggest supporter of homosexual men are black women. Do you believe that?
Man, that's a tough one. I've seen, I can see how people can come to that conclusion when you're out moving in certain circles. If you're in Atlanta, for instance, I can see how you can come to those conclusions. If you go to the hair shop to pick up your girl or go to the hair shop for whatever reason, there's always going to be the sassy dude there. Always.
Yeah.
There's always a sassy dude there. Any dude who does hair when I was growing up, you know, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. Any dude that was, you know, doing hair, he was sassy. You know, Luther Vandross, one of the first concerts I ever went to, man. Luther Vandross on stage, and women were throwing their drawers on stage, and Luther was kicking it back into the audience. Because you know, what it was. You know, but men have to make a decision. Like, you can't allow yourself to be compromised in such a way, like, you know, if your woman is telling you, you know, I want you to watch this, like you were saying about Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of Tyler Perry's stuff. I've never really, I can honestly say I've never watched an entire Tyler Perry movie. I've never watched an entire Tyler Perry episode on, you know, his TV shows, even though they were successful. I'm glad the brother, he made himself from nothing into a billionaire. Salute to him. But I agree with you on that message that's being sent. And that message is being received. And you look at our community, because I don't see Latin boys, Asian boys, white boys wearing skirts.
Nope. And if they are, it's peekaboo and back in. But I think that we are the face. The black community is the face of everything homosexual. We're the face of it on TV. We're the face of it on movies. We're the face of it in the streets. They just had a red dress in my hometown of New Orleans. Jesus Christ. They just had a red dress fest for the ladies, and half the motherfuckers that showed up were men in dresses. In red dresses. Oh, goddamn.
I've never seen that.
Oh, goddamn.
You in Texas?
Yeah, I'm from Louisiana though. When I saw that video, somebody sent me the video. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody actually sent me the video of these men prancing down the street in New Orleans, Louisiana, with red evening dresses on, like fucking women. Like there was a gang of them. I couldn't believe it.
I can't. I mean, like the thing with the nails, and I see you, brother Braxton, in there. You're right. Like, you know, it's like, you know, getting the manicures. Fellas, you got to get manicures and pedicures. You can't have your feet messing up the satin sheets and all that. You know what I mean? You can't have, get your hands and nails together, but you don't need the polish. He's right about that. And that's pretty much what my dad was saying without coming out saying it. Like, bro, you know what I mean? Just get it buffed out. I'm like, all right, cool. But the reason I was in the shop in the first place is because of the dime that took me in there. She paid for it the first time. She took me in there and she paid for it. I didn't know they got massages, the feet go into the water, you sitting in the massage chair. I didn't know it was all that. You know what I mean? And but again, the reason I was doing it is because of the reaction they got from other women. Now, you know, somebody might say, well, daggone Saint, would you put on the dress if it got a good reaction? Nah, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Yeah, nah, I ain't doing that, bro. You know what I mean? Nah. But to your point, like with Tyler Perry, I think he's gonna make the movies that he makes. He's gonna do the TV shows that he makes. You know, Hollywood shunned him. He did everything on his own. That is one of the few people who got shunned by Hollywood and still went on to be extremely successful. Again, salute to that. But the content that he's putting out, bro, I mean, he's not making, you know, Red Tails, or he's not making, Glory. You know, he's doing what he's always done, and left unchecked. Like, if there's no masculine guidance around to tell these young men, like, bro, you need to come over here and watch this. You know, put the doll babies down and come out here and get your hands dirty. Come out here and play in the dirt. If you don't have that, then I can see this is where it's driving the community.
Well, I like right now, I'm saying, like, boys are not as tough as they used to be.
You know why, Black Man?
Go ahead.
Because they ain't never been punched in the mouth.
Exactly. But what's protecting them from that? Half of them are being raised, 80% of black women who have children are single moms. So they're being raised in the feminine nature. The mom is teaching them directly how to be a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found it. I want you to see this.
Yeah, when you load it up, I'll take a look at it.
Yep, I got it right here. I'm going to pull it up right now. I want you to see this mockery. Okay. Jesus Christ, bro. It's just disgusting. I'm serious, man. It should make people foam. It should make people, I know it makes my damn stomach turn. Like, I'm not going down the street saying I'm heterosexual. Watch me put this dick in my wife. You see what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to prove that. Look at this.
Damn, bro.
Damn, bro. Like what? What you mean?
That's not a good look.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Thank
you for adding that on, because you know niggas be.
Damn, bro, that's not a good look, man. I mean, even if you were doing some cosplay, like, why would you dress like that?
Yeah, look at these niggas, man. Big old, just, let me hit play.
This event is known as the Red Dress Run. It's a charity event primarily known for the festive atmosphere, and all the participants wear red dresses and they run. It's a run of fun.
We are gone.
Described to be a celebration for charity.
We are cooked.
It's a fundraiser. It's not a serious competition or nothing like that.
Cooked.
Everybody pretty much just enjoying beer, music, you know, just having a good time, all in the name of charity. The New Orleans Red Dress Organization by the New Orleans House Harriers benefits local charities. The event is known for the festive atmosphere and participations dressed in red
Oh
dresses.
my God.
They raise money through registration fees and donations.
We cook, bro.
Now all these pictures and videos have been going crazy on social media, and it seems like everybody want to put their 2 cents in. Now I don't have no problem with what you do in the bedroom. That is your business.
Man, this is
And y'all
terrible,
know,
bro. Look at this.
Why are you making me watch
that's
this,
how
bro?
D love everybody. I
People
don't
need to
discriminate
see
or
this,
hate
bro.
against nobody. I believe God made everybody equally, but I also believe in masculinity.
Look at this.
Now, I believe men should carry themselves like men, whether you straight, bi, gay, or whatever the case may be.
This is terrible,
now, I understand
man.
it's a charity, y'all, but if you're a grown straight man out there in the dress, ain't no way in the world somebody can talk me into putting on a dress.
Exactly.
I
I'll
don't care
slap
if
the
the
shit
chair
out
is
of
feeding
somebody.
the hungry. I don't care if the chair is curing cancer. I'm not finna put on no damn dress. But to each his own. Now, if that's what you want to do, fine.
Look
like
at
I
this,
say,
bro. Look at
down
this.
south,
Look
D
at black
love everybody.
men.
I don't discriminate.
Look at black men, bro. Look at
Anybody
us.
is
Look at
less than
black
me.
men, bro.
I treat everybody equally.
Look at
because we
black
all
men,
humans,
bro.
And we all God's
We're
children
in
at the end
trouble,
of the
bro.
day.
Look at
But
this.
I'm
Look at
just
all
speaking for
this
me.
sissitry.
So let's get into some of these
Look
other
at this.
people's opinions, man, about this situation.
All these pit
So walk me through
bees.
the thought process real quick. Y'all don't want down low men. You don't want men to be cheating. You don't want men to be cheating on y'all with men. You don't want men to have secrets. You want men to be open about their sexuality. However, you then hop in that comment section in the 2025 Red Dress Run in NOLA that happens every fucking year for a charity event. And it's not just black gay men there. There are the theys, the thems, the she's. I've seen everything there. And you hop in that comment section and you become your most homophobic self. Make that make sense for me. Because every single time a new down low warrior comes out, a new man that's been uncovered, oh my gosh, I wish men would just live in their truth. Oh my, okay, now you have men living in their truth, and now you're still upset. So what really is it?
To the niggas that went to that red dress run, the straight niggas at there, I don't know. It really got me questioning y'all sexuality. Because are y'all really straight?
Is terrible.
Is y'all really straight though? Because
they're not.
y'all put that shit
Listen,
on.
I don't
y'all
give
put
a
that shit
fuck.
on
Let
for
me
real.
say this.
That
Let me
dress
say
was
this.
tight and it
I
was
don't
light.
give a
Like,
damn.
that was working
Let
and
me tell you
shit.
something. I'm stop this shit. Stop. I'm stopping it. I don't give a damn what you raising. I don't care what kind of fundraiser it is. I am not under any circumstances a grown ass man putting on a red dress to raise money for shit.
No, I'm not doing that, bro.
This is it's utterly. I'm trying not to get my blood pressure up. It is utterly disrespectful to black men. And then they saying these men out here are straight men who are married to women. Your wife should lose all respect for you. These are the niggas who are watching this Tyler Perry shit.
I mean, bro, first of all, like, honestly, what's the percentage of American black men who gonna do some shit like that, bro? It has to be in single digits.
Oh,
has to be.
It
has
may
to
not
be.
You
Has to be.
You just seen a street full of them niggas.
As a street full on, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you look at how many people, you know, what is it, 400 million people in America, you know, you start whittling the numbers down. Like, you know, it's hundreds of millions of black folks here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you look at that, but it certainly seems to be someone's agenda to push that on men. Listen, if that's what y'all doing, man, y'all do that thing, but don't be filming it, and because you want to legitimize it, and then goes back to what you're talking about, the kind of content that certain, you know, executive producers and studios put out. It goes back to what they say in Hollywood. They're like, hey, how come every strong black man has to play a cross-dresser in a movie if they want to be an A-lister in Hollywood?
Exactly. And there's been a lot of them too. Yeah,
why? And the ones who refuse to do it, to never make it to the A-list.
My God. I want to say this, guys, if you will, guys, we have 15 people watching right now. The number is going up. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for being here for another episode of Flippin Tables podcast. I have my guest here tonight, DL Saint from I Really Want to Know podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe over at his channel as well. If you guys want to come up on the panel, please, men, tonight. And this is not tonight. Let me tell you something. Tonight is not the night for you niggas to be scared to come up here and defend masculinity. Listen, untuck your dicks and come up here.
Hilarious.
And let's have the discussion. I got to say it. Untuck your dicks and come up here and have the conversation. Are you no better than these niggas in these red dresses? We need niggas who's going to sit and have the conversation and talk against this. Be anti-Pitby. Be anti-Pitby. If you're just joining us right now, Pitby is PITB, the acronym for penis in the butt. We don't want to do that. Untuck your dicks, and bring your ass on the panel so we can have this discussion, because right now, black men around the world, we are losing. We're losing, and I know this is not the effect of no women, because now the women are saying they want gay men, they want to marry and have children with gay men over straight men.
But black man, what cities can you have this type of event in?
New York, California.
Okay, LA, which would be Santa Monica. LA, Santa Monica, Boys Town, and that's not demeaning, guys. That's what they call it. That's the gay town. You know, is in West Hollywood. It's called Boys Town, right? Exactly. So at West Hollywood, where they do the gay pride thing, you know. So okay, New York, probably, I don't know, Greenwich Village. Anybody from New York, let me know where that would pop off. Atlanta, New Orleans.
Yep.
Okay, where else? Can you do it in DC? I don't think you can pull it off in DC.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, sure,
I don't know.
I can pull it up right now. You want me to pull the video up in DC? Watch this.
For real? Because
in Chocolate City, I'm finna show you.
That's gonna hurt my heart, because I'm trying to limit the number. I'm like, we got too many cities already. You can do it in San Diego. You can do it in San Francisco. Vegas, nah, that'll have to be inside in Vegas.
I'm gonna show you. Where is it? Oh,
man, Drill's in the building. I see you. And fellas, and there's another thing too, real quick before I forget, black man, fellas, there's nothing wrong with self-care. There's nothing wrong with grooming and all that kind of stuff. If you want to get the acupuncture and the mud bath and all that, the thing is, you know, doing that sort of thing doesn't make you feminine. You have to still maintain your masculinity. Don't let them do feminine things to you. You know, go in there, still let your nuts hang. You know what I mean? Go in there and still be a man about it.
Jesus.
You know,
all right,
if you're going to do it.
This is DC. This DC Pride Parade right here. This is the festival. You see it?
Straight boys. Sneak and watch my videos and love me too. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm out.
Here's the thing though, but they're not wearing dresses. I'm thinking like, where they gonna go? I mean, it's definitely an attack on masculinity. You're right about that. It's an attack on masculinity in all communities, and it just seems like the African American community is really losing ground now. Again,
pause for a second, DL Saint. This show is not about the gay people. This is a show about masculine men who need to stand up and understand that men are being emasculated and gayinated at a high level, and what we need to have a conversation about what are next steps in our own lives and our own circles to prevent. What can we show our young men, our young boys who are in high school, middle school, elementary school, when they're seeing their favorite football players with their fingernails painted, and they're seeing their favorite basketball players with their fingernails painted? You see Dwayne Wade, who is releasing a fingernail polish for men. He's releasing a purse line for men. What we're talking about, men standing up, and we're also talking against men who have softened themselves unbelievably because women like them being that way. So, guys, if you want to come up and have a conversation, do so. If you want to tuck your dick, stay in the chat.
I got some stories about D Wade. I'll tell you offline, but
Jesus Christ,
I can tell you offline. Just from my people was telling me about that. But here's the thing: if my son came walking around the house at night getting ready for bed, and he got a bonnet on his head, I'm smacking it off his head. I think it starts there.
Yeah,
I'm not going to allow my son to wear a bonnet. I'm not going to allow my son.
But they're wearing them.
I'm gonna tell him like, nah. You want to wrap your head up, man. Get you a do rag. You're gonna have to go 1980s with this. Get a do rag and let the tail hang. If you're gonna wear a bonnet, you're gonna look like you about to go breakdancing. You know what I'm saying, with an old school do rag going. I'm not the bonnet thing, no. But it's like you said, it's the way that our young men are being raised. And think about it, they have their mom and their aunties or whatever in the house. They go to school, all women. Elementary school, all women for the most part. Middle school, all women. High school, you might get a couple guys there, like your coach or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not playing sports, you don't get that. So if a young guy's, he's idolizing some athlete, he doesn't have a man in real life to kind of guide him through that. Like, hey man, now we don't paint our nails in this house. Now once you 18, you paying your own rent, you got your own mortgage, you can do whatever you want to do, but long you in my house. You see, you remember them conversations?
Yep. As long as you're in my house, you're gonna follow my rules. As long as you're under my roof, you're gonna follow my instructions. That's what we used to get told.
Yeah. And those conversations aren't being had right now.
Exactly.
Right. And again, I don't have a problem with if that's you, if you born that way and that's how you want to get down once you grown, man, do what you want to do. But you still need, in my house, you still need that masculine guidance. And again, I'm not very religious now, but I grew up in the church. So you had that. And back then you still had, Mr. Jenkins was still in the church. You still had older leadership, male leadership in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Now when I talk to folks, it sounds like the church is run by females.
Oh, it is. It definitely is run by females. And the sissies are taking over too. There's a bunch of sissies running around the church with tights on, just like the women, wearing the same clothes women wearing, and ain't nobody saying nothing. And they up in front of the church singing and jumping up and down, and nobody saying anything. You know why? It's because they're good for business.
Yeah, it's money. It's money. Tyler Perry will never change up what he's doing as far as his content and his movies and stuff like that. Why? Because he knows he's gonna make a mint. He became a billionaire. And think about this, bro. He started on stage being a playwright, doing those Mama Tell God I'm Sorry plays back in the 90s, which nothing wrong with that. I mean, I was in the Army back then. I was down there for a brag. Whenever we went down to Georgia, anywhere in the South, that's all the women wanted to do. Take me to see Tyler Perry. Take me to see that play. It'd be all on the radio. In the South, it was on TV commercials. I mean, and then that went into TV shows and movies. Why would he change that up? Why would he take a $20 million, $100 million chance and try to do some science fiction?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Why would he do that? Why would he try to do like Spike Lee? Spike Lee was out there trying to make movies to make people think. You remember the end of the one movie, man? Wake Up. That was the end of the movie. He was trying to make people think. He was, it was Fight the Power, bro. It was learning about Malcolm X. It was, I am Malcolm X. I mean, come on, man. Not to knock Tyler Perry, but he ain't never even came close to that type of impact in film.
Well, he think he does. He think he has.
Well, he made $1 billion, bro. That's gonna mess up the way you think now.
Yeah.
Right. He made $1 billion.
Yeah, but he made $1 billion. He made $1 billion off the pain of black people, off the abuse. You made $1 billion emasculating black men.
You call it buffoonery because I've heard you use that term a lot, and that's what it is.
Yes.
My dear, I mean, I've seen that clip, that scene of my dear with the chainsaw cutting stuff in half, and it was cool. I mean, you look at it for the entertainment value. If that's what you want, that makes you laugh or whatever. Fine, but going even beyond, like before Tyler Perry, there was Eric Jerome Dickey. I put it in the back chat and I also put it up in the chat here. Eric Jerome Dickey, man, I thought he was a great author. He was one of the first authors, black authors, that I would, read, like Milking My Coffee, Sister. He wrote some really good books. And again, sisters were really into him, like reading his books. So I would read his books and that would help me because, like, oh, you read that? Everybody else is trying to be hard. And I'm out there telling him about the books. But he had one book in particular, and that's the one I put in the back chat. And he was telling the story of like gay folks.
Right.
And I mean, we can go check the numbers. That's probably one of his best selling books.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
It's probably one of his best. And the thing with Eric Jerome Dickey, he's an amazing author. The dude, he was so popular in LA because he grew up in LA. So all his stories revolved around SoCal. And bro, I would be driving around the valley in LA, the San Fernando Valley, and I would look up and see streets. And I'm like, damn, that was in that book. Damn, he would describe the neighborhood. You're driving through like, yup, this is Leimert Park, just like in the book. So, I mean, very, very, vivid writing style. And he told good stories. He told stories about hustlers, man. He told stories about gangbangers. But then when I've never read that book. And all the women I talked to were like, well, what's your thoughts on that book? And I'm like, which one is that? And they're like, oh, that's the one about the guys. I'm like, oh, I'm not reading that. And this is what Black Man is talking about.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to draw the line. I'm not reading that.
And that's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show tonight. My brother from another mother, the man that told us this a long time ago, and men should listen.
The toughest things any man has ever done is turn down a nice piece of willing, steaming ass piece of pussy.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all see him, the man, the myth, the legend himself is in the building tonight, man.
Pain in the building.
Gentlemen.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, I don't know how long I'm staying, man. I just, I thought I'd just throw my hat in the ring, man. Listen, man, I don't think we're losing, man. I don't think men are really losing. It looks bad. No.
Did you see the video I just played?
Yeah, I did. Those men are losing. See, now we can't taint the direction of where men are going based on a couple of guys who ain't gonna make it. Now, one of the reasons why I say I think the tide is turning is because we see who's in charge. Not Trump, but we see that the conservative movement is starting to take hold around here, right? And one thing about the conservative men, their women respect them. I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok and shit about women saying they want a good man, but they want him to be liberal. There's a flaw in a lot of ultra liberal men that women might want because they want that kind of emotional man, but they still want to revert back to nature and have a man who's in charge. Those guys tend to be more conservative. And I'm thinking one of the biggest reasons why Black women hate the conservative movement is because the men act like men. The men are men. They don't take none of this bullshit, man. You see those guys. Now, these guys happen to be white, but, I'm just saying their women respect them, at least on the surface, right? Their women ain't on TikTok talking about, yeah, he's a good man, but I want to throw his ass out in the street,
Right.
That's all liberal bullshit.
Yeah.
And everybody says they remember Malcolm X. He warned everybody that the biggest enemy to Black people is the white liberal. That's no longer true. The biggest enemy of Black people is the Black liberal. Brandon Johnson and his ilk, and those kind of guys, because those guys are really sheep and traders in sheep's clothing. The true Trojan horses are the ones you accept into your household, and all they want to do is destroy you. So I'm just trying to say, listen, I think, on the surface, it looks like the momentum of a lot of men look like they're losing it. But I think the tide is turning, but you got to hear it from a lot of women's voice because they're starting to complain. They're starting to lose jobs. They're starting to see that, going for all of these degrees and foregoing their whole life until they're almost used up. And then they don't have nobody to look towards, and the men that they want are not choosing them.
Okay, I got smoke.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to say this. That clip of you saying a man who could walk away from a hot steaming piece of ass, bro, them bars, bro. Them bars right there. I agree 100% with that statement right there. And I tell dudes all the time, these guys be saying, I'm a G, I can get women, I'm this, I'm that. I don't ask how many women you had. I mean, how many times have you walked away from a dime? Because to me, that's the mark of a true player. You could walk away from a dime. That lets me know you're a real one. All right, so I want to get that out there. Salute to that.
You doing the Stephen A. thing. Let me butter him up first before I throw the head.
Right there, now, let me crack you over the head with this bit. Now I'm standing behind you like in that movie. I got my Louisville Slugger. I'm standing behind you now. So here's the deal.
All right, go ahead.
I hear what you're saying about the conservative movement, and I agree with you in theory. We were talking about, especially with what's going on with the white folks. I agree with you in theory. The one thing about the conservative guys, especially the traditional guys, the TradCon guys, they also believe in that happy wife, happy life, right? So a lot of these guys will sit idly by after I'm just big time conservative is my way or the highway, but they'll sit idly by and let their wife do all this stuff. Now, again, it boils down to what me and what Black Man and I were just saying a moment ago. Those traditional guys, they will draw a line in the sand. You're not gonna paint my son's nails. Exactly. You're not gonna put my son in a pink outfit.
I hear you.
Right. So right there. Now, with respect to what you're talking about with the sisters, yeah. And what's going on with that? Yeah, the feminist movement. Yeah, and sisters, the smart ones are starting to realize, like, we got a problem here, right? Because they don't want the soft dude. And not only are the men out there acting soft because they think that's what they need to do to get these women, they're being raised soft. So it's not even an act anymore. Like, you got dudes running around in red dresses. Right.
So I'm still waiting for the smoke, man. It sound like you.
Well, but that was, I mean, the little bit of smoke there was like, I don't, the conservative, especially that conservative movement with the white folks right there, man. They on something else, but, right? You know, and that we'll jump on that on a later show because I know it's going to be plenty of times we can get into that.
You know, it's real subtle. I made it a point to say conservative and not a political party.
Right.
And there's layers to even conservatism. Like your trad wife got a happy life, happy guy. But the guy who draws a line in the sand, he tends to be conservative as well.
He does. And the thing is, in our society, he loses. Even when you draw a line in the sand, he's going to lose because she get no fault divorce. Bam.
Kentucky's changing that, right? I mean, at least they're changing the 50-50 custody of the kids, which kind of have a lot of riders to it. They just passed a law. That's a good one. I mean, we got to do a show on some of those laws out there. But anyway,
Florida changed that law, I think 2 years ago now. Down here in Florida, if you've never been married and you're going for child support, and I think it's even if you were married, you're going for child support, the state of Florida believes it's in the child's best interest to have equal access to both parents. So now that's the default. It's 50-50 custody, which it should have always been.
Always been.
And now
to know the other way around is not working.
Right. And now, to Black Man's point, you got that guardrail. Mommy sends you over wearing, a little pink outfit with your nails done, and you're a little boy. The daddy can just go ahead and get that, get that alcohol, get the color off your nails. Get you into some nice normal clothes or whatever. I ain't gonna call them normal, but we get you in a different outfit, and we're gonna go outside and get dirty. We're gonna get some grass stains. We're gonna go out there and play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, listen, like I said, back and forth. I mean, there's layers to it. It's not 100%. I think the tide is kind of turning. I think the economy is going the downplaying of the economy. The fact that rudderless women tend to make seemingly good choices, but they some of them are good, but they're kind of sloppy with it because they might think being in $150,000 of debt to flex with a PhD is cool, and it's not. Or buying a house when you're in your 20s and not really taking into account the balloon mortgage you put out, or the fact that you don't have enough money for the maintenance, and the safety of being in a home on your own. It's not a flex if you don't have a family. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that women need men for, and sometimes they got to learn the hard way to see it, because in general, women don't need us until they do.
Pain, you know who Joker is? Better Bachelor YouTube channel.
I don't know. Is that a show?
Better Bachelor? So he has this platform. The name of his YouTube channel is Better Bachelor. Better Bachelor. The host, the guy who does that, he calls himself Joker. So a Gen X white guy, kind of a MGTOW guy. Okay. He was he just did a podcast with Zuby, the black dude.
Yes, I do know Zuby. Yes.
And real quick, guys. Broken Berlin is in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Man. I'm gonna bring him up, and then we can go ahead, and then you can go ahead, DL, saying and finish up what you were about to say. So let's bring him in.
So, Broken Berlin.
How you guys doing?
Was is los.
I don't speak this language, man.
So what you saying?
So I was saying that Zuby and Joker were having this conversation, and what Joker tells young guys, because Joker's like he's a little bit younger than me. I'm 55. I think he's around 52, 53. And Joker was saying, if you want to have a wife and you want to have a relationship, you want to be married, you have to go where men are appreciated and where men are needed. In America, men aren't needed, right? Everything they can go to, women go to school, they get, they get their degrees, they make their own money. Like you said, they buy their own place, they do their own whatever. They don't need a man. And then they can marry a guy, divorce him, get half his stuff, right? They don't need a man for security. If something goes wrong, down 911, the state will send men to your house to defend you. So Joker was saying, go someplace where men are needed. Like, go to the Philippines. The Philippines don't have this sort of thing. Like, if like you get divorced in the Philippines, you on your own. Like, you whatever you got, you got. Good luck. We're not going to take money from this person and give it to you. Right. So, when he said that, it kind of struck me. I'm like, well, damn, that's a good idea. But getting back to the theme of the show, we don't have men in the equation. So we have these dudes that are coming off really soft. All these sassy boys, they're going to grow up to be sassy men. And a lot of them are just confused. They're confused, man, because they ain't never been with no woman. They think they might be one way. They might be part of the HD TV CIA group or whatever. When really, they men and they want to get it in. They trying to smash women. And they get confused. And what do? They get upset and they get mad and they go grab rifles and climb on top of rooftops and they hurt people. And then they hurt themselves. You know what I mean? And that is a lack of male influence, in my opinion.
I don't disagree.
Were men sassy, though, in the 80s, the way that they dressed?
You got your ass kicked for that, fam.
I mean,
I'm just asking.
I'm being honest.
I'm just asking. Were men sassy in the 80s the way that they dressed?
Always sassy men, but
yes.
But the numbers changed.
They preserve that shit.
Yeah. And I wasn't trying to be controversial neither, because we grew up in the 70s and 80s. I'm older. Like, it was really a thing. Like, if someone called you gay, they used the F word. That was a fight, whether you were or not. You had to fight, and you would play football and they're like, quit acting like a little, F word, quit. I don't want to get demonetized over here. So they were like, they would use that against you. Like calling you gay was a big thing. And it was tough for those young dudes who were struggling with their sexual identity.
And we didn't, like you said,
I think it was even struggling for your identity no matter what, growing up in the Black community. No matter what you did, it always seemed to equate to your sexuality.
Facts.
And not even so much from the men's side. It was a lot of times from the women's side. And it was like, I'm just trying to figure this shit out. And I always have a conversation at first, everyone assumed Prince was gay, right? Everyone assumed Prince was gay. Prince was exactly right. But then we found out later on, dude's pretty masculine. He's just presenting feminine for,
He's a womanizer.
So I think that's why there's so much confusion, because I don't think us as Black men ever really got a chance to hone and create what our own masculinity is outside of thug culture, because thug culture, the thugs are feminine. They present masculine, but they have a feminine, they have a feminine trigger. Like, they get mad like women, but they'll like men do some dumb man masculine shit and crash out. So we've equated masculinity with this thug culture shit that's really actually very feminine when you break it down. Like, they flip out over the simplest shit. Oh, you stepped on my shoes, I'll kill you. That's not masculine, but we've been taught that that's masculine. You know what I mean?
All right. Now, before we respond to that, I want to welcome to the show tonight two more brothers here. Now, ladies and men, if you want to come up on the panel, the link is at the top of the chat and in the chat. If you don't see it, let me know. But we got Prototype in the building and Coach Ferg. What's going on, guys? What's going on? But you can respond to that, R-Pain.
I mean, listen, I think this I think you're more correct in the recent times than you were in my day. Tough guys were tough guys. We always had some guys in the middle, and then you had some guys who didn't like to mix it up. But I think if we're talking about the real thuggish guys when the gangs were out, some of those guys were just genuinely tough, and a lot of them had fathers in the homes. Right? It depends on where you were in the neighborhood. But today, what you just said is probably more accurate today about the thugs being, with the men growing up with only feminine traits. Because
I'm not talking about the OGs. I'm talking about the dudes who scared to fight, who in the game, who shoot all the time. They feminine.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to compare apples to apples. I'm just saying it was a transition to where what you just said. It transitioned into that. For the generations of men being raised by single moms and having the emotions of women and the muscles of a strong man. That's like a dangerous brew. They either turn out gay or they turn into monsters. And then some of them are, some of them make it out, but they have trauma that they got to fix later on in life.
Yeah, but Brother Broke
It's
is
not
right.
even the muscles. It's the guns.
Brother Broke is right. It's access. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like I grew up in Cincinnati, right? 70s and 80s and the very early 90s. The first 2-3 years in the 90s. Right? Up until that point, like Cincinnati dudes were known to be nice with their hands. You had to fight. It wasn't about going to get your pistols, right? You had to fight. And like throughout Ohio, man, and throughout the Midwest, ask anybody from our age, they say, man, Cincinnati niggas nice with their hands. You know what I mean? Right, but then
like a fire drill.
Right.
Come on down to Mahali,
come on,
country. Come on down there too. You get your ass whooped.
Yeah, come on, holler at me. But around the early 90s, early to mid 90s, you know what I mean, with Iran Contra, and when all the guns came from the West Coast and hit the Midwest, when it went from 22, the 22s, the 25s, the 380s, now everybody got AKs and techs, street sweepers, right? They stopped fighting. So to your point, Brother Broke, yeah, that's and add to that, we started locking up mad dudes during the drug years, the crack years, right? So okay, maybe you didn't live with your dad. I didn't live with my dad all the time, but I had access to my father. I had access to all my uncles and my cousins, right? So it was a lot of male influence on us. But then once you got into the 90s, now we're starting to get into the generations where the man has really been removed. The black man's been removed from the home completely. And like you said, you got these young dudes raised feminine. They don't know how to control that masculine raise. They're acting like women when they crash out, and they got AKs.
So what you just explained is what I said, transition from hands to guns, man, and to everything else. It was a transition period. But I don't think it was a right or wrong, because I think Berlin is right in the more recent times. But it's not even an argument. What you just said is spot on as well. So
yeah, and we got all these girls raising these boys to be girls and get attention, right? They want to be on. They want to be on TikTok too. They want to go viral. So how you go viral? Put a skirt on.
And like I said earlier, and I'm gonna let who came in first? Prototype. You came in first, then, right? Yeah. So Prototype, let you go. But even Prototype, man, with us being sports guys or whatever, like back in the day, we saw Michael Irvin be a man. You know what I'm saying? He was out there. But you could see Michael Irvin, and you could see T.O. You seen Randy Moss. You saw Troy Aikman. You saw Jimmy Johnson. You saw Michael Jordan. You saw Sean Kemp and Allen Iverson. All these people that we grew up watching. Magic Johnson, right? Maybe not a good one. But
right.
But we never saw these guys. Right now, I'm looking at the interview Sunday, and I'm looking at Higgins. Or I think it was Higgins, or who was it for the Bengals? They're doing after the post game interview, and their nails are pink and green. They got their nails painted like women.
Not for the Bengals. For us?
Oh yeah.
Oh, not the Bengals.
Big ass.
Was it T. Higgins? Not T. Higgins.
Yeah, big ass 400-pound lineman got their hand in the dirt and their nails painted pink.
All right, that wasn't T. Higgins then. But damn.
God damn. So it's just like, what Prototype? Talk to me, man. Like I'm telling you, man. Earlier I showed a video. They have a red dress event in New Orleans every year. I'm ashamed to say I'm from this place.
Oh man.
And they have grown ass men walking around in red dresses, and some of the men say, "Oh, we not gay, we married, we straight." Nigga, what? You wearing a dress, you gay. I don't care, you gay. All right. Prototype, first question is, would you wear a dress for charity? Secondly is, what do you feel about this nail wearing and these men in this era being so soft that we're not going to have any protection for our children or women moving forward? Go ahead.
$10 million for your favorite charity. Will you wear a dress?
No. No.
Wait, $10 million to you, would you wear a dress?
No.
Fuck the charity. $10 million to you in your pocket for you. Wear a dress one time.
I'm not wearing a
dress.
Fuck
the charity.
I'm not
So Broken Berlin, you wearing the dress for $10 million?
Yeah, he's doing it.
Yeah, it's $10 million, man. Y'all know how much $10 million is?
Yeah. All money ain't good money, brother. Can't do it.
I understand. I'll spend $2 million on the therapy. Whatever, fine. Yo, $10 million.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I have within my own rights to make my own 10 million without degrading myself in no type of shape.
I was making that 10 million going for you so far, sir.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good.
I'm a minimalist, but yo, 10 million just boom, like what? Just to wear a dress like one time? What the shit?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
All right.
What was the second question?
And how do you feel about this soft era that we're going through right now? And women, because I don't know if you heard about a prototype about the Lavender relationships where women are now, black women, of course, want to marry gay black men to have children with them, but they also get best of both worlds. They want to be able to have pillow talk and pick out the same lipstick, panties, bras. You know, they want to actually have a guy that's. Why does
I think you mentioned something about the nails, right?
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Your favorite football player, your son's favorite football player, got his fucking nails.
It don't even gotta be my son's favorite football player. This is a true story. So I went to Chili's around my house, and the food runner had his nails painted black, and you got to do a survey at the end of Chili's, and I was like, everything was delicious except for the food server. I don't want to see black nails on the man passing out my food. You know what I'm saying? Like it irks me, it disgusts me, like, you know what I'm saying? It stirs me the wrong way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anything I see like a man being any kind of feminine, it bothers my soul. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely not, if it's on an NFL player, you know what I mean? That bothers me too, but it bothers me at a small minor level from a nobody of a guy. You understand what I'm saying? So
it bothers you if a guy is emo?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, like it's like I definitely cringe. It's a cringe, like, you know what I mean? Because it's
I understand if it's like painted pink and stuff like that, but I mean, but the black fingernails, really though?
Yeah, the black fingernails.
All right.
I'm not. No, it cringes me. Like,
if I could jump in there on this exact same thing, if I could co-sign on this, bro.
Can I jump in? Did he walk in the room? We got to be careful, man. I mean,
my bad.
Yeah,
so we were in Miami. You know, I love fine dining. We were at Carbone's in Miami. Had my brother with me. It's the first time, he got to, experience fine dining in years for him, actually. Hey, bro. So here's the deal, bro. To your point with the nails. Now, Carbone's, you can look it up. I mean, this is some elite shit. One of the people on the team that was serving our table had his nails. Was a dude, definitely a part of the community. That's fine. That's your business. Hair done up a certain way, the uniform all tight and all that. And his nails were like multicolored, like pink, brown, yellow, long. They were long, like female nails. Okay. Right?
That'll annoy me. Like,
bro, and it took away from the dining experience. I ain't lying to you.
Yeah.
It took away from the experience. Now, we're in Miami or whatever. It didn't mess it didn't go so far as to say, hey, we don't want him to serve us, because we know that would have been a problem for the establishment. We were just happy to get reservations. We don't want to mess that up either. Like, shit, man, we got in here, bro. It was hard to get these reservations. But to your point, it did take away from the dining experience just a little bit.
Man, there used to be a time, like when I was 16, I worked at McDonald's, and they wanted me to shave my beard and go to, like, you know what I'm saying? Just to work at McDonald's. So, because it was all about me presenting myself as the company and not myself. You know what I'm saying? You had to come in clean cut. There's plenty of companies. You got to wear a certain shirt. You got to have your hair cut. You got to look like this. If you're going to work here, this is what you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to see black painted fingernails handing out my food on a man. I don't want to see the feminine haircuts. Don't talk to me in the lisp or that little sassy voice they do. I really don't want to hear none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it all irks me. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to talk. I'm interacting with the company.
But that's their industry. No,
it ain't about.
Let's keep it 100. The restaurant industry, Hollywood, and the music, entertainment, fashion, like that's the industry that has always been their safe space. Let's keep it 100. I mean, so we can't.
I worked in the
one thing if we're like if we're in our space, right, and they're there and doing that shit. I get it, but food industry, Hollywood, music, entertainment, that's always been their refuge, right? You can't really go into those spaces where it's their space and then try to like feel some type of way that they're there. Does that make sense?
Is not their space. I'm going
fam, hold up. The restaurant, fam. I've been in the restaurant community for over 30
I'm
years.
going
Man.
to the restaurant.
It's their
to
space,
the
man.
Not to interact with your
not the kitchen staff, but the front of the house. That's their space, man.
I've worked in the back. I've been a cook before.
Okay,
you know
so you're right. They ain't there in the cook. They but in the front of the house. I mean, come on, the host, the bartender, the servers. That's always been their safe space, right?
No, after Coach Ferg go, I definitely want to address that.
I was going to Chili's. I wasn't going to, you know what I'm saying, the house of black painted fingernails. I'm going to Chili's.
Okay.
But I feel you, brother, when it comes to uniforms and stuff like that. I'll jump in there. I'll say it now. Yeah. First time I ever went to a really nice restaurant, because I thought I knew what fine dining was until I got to LA. First time I went, Mr. Chow, still my favorite restaurant on the planet. And Brooke and Berlin, to your point, at Mr. Chow's, and this was back in 1999, the first time I went there, right? Yes, there were gay men, lesbian women, they was non-binary, it was all that. But guess what? To the prototype's point, they were all in the same uniform. No one, not even the women, had their nails painted in the front of that house.
Couldn't have piercings.
No piercings. You can see the holes. You can see
tattoos.
Look,
you had to hide the tattoos.
You had to hide the tattoos. Put makeup over your tattoo. Yeah. So
no makeup. You're absolutely correct. But then that changed in the early 2000s. You know what I mean?
I don't know what it is. But
yeah, and it hasn't changed for all of those restaurants.
Early 2000s, no.
it did, fam. It started. More and more people started adding. They started once they allowed the white people to have those little things in their ears, those
little stud things, wherever it is. Yeah,
that's when it all started changing. After
that circle thing, right? That makes their earlobe. That thing.
Yes. I was a manager at the time, and I was like yo, you can't. That looks bad for finally the bosses are like, no, we got to let them have it. And I was like, really? And then after that happened, that's when people were allowed to start showing their tattoos. That's when the people in the community who were working there started now bringing their gay flair and their, you know what I mean? Like the movie Office Space.
I ain't you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's changed based on who started to become in management. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it was still like the older group, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the boomers and the Gen Xers were the managerial staff. Now, as it's transitioned to millennials being the managerial staff, we've allowed a lot of things that we've grew up seeing be okay to represent companies. You know what I'm saying? But people still don't want to interact with that. People still feel comfortable with certain things. You know what I'm saying? And to make it a kicker, I live in Atlanta. Like, so like you would think that I would be used to it. But I don't go where they are.
But you in Atlanta.
I don't know.
They everywhere in Atlanta. Fam.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Bam! I bartended for 3 months there. Yes, they are. You can't get it. You can't not see it.
You're going to see it as a bartender, but I'm not going to see it as a suburban dad.
Okay,
that's a good point. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so I want to take a break parenthetically for a second because I want you guys to see this. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I got to bring this to the table because this is a part of the bullshit. I want y'all to look at this shit. Let me make sure everybody on the screen when I put it over into the damn. Okay, here we go. Now I want y'all to watch Brother Wade. Now I want you to watch his hands, watch his gestures, and that's what they're talking about. Let's see.
You famously have a MERS.
Yeah, I've been carrying a MERS for a very long time.
Look at this.
A MERS.
That's when I was wearing it across my body. There we go. Look at that.
Wait, are y'all in Paris?
Yeah, you know, Fashion Week.
That's like schoolgirl chic or something like that.
Yeah, listen, I don't understand. Like, men, we normally have to put our wallets and our phones and our money and everything in our pockets. Like, I pay a lot for these clothes. I am not trying to walk out like that. So now I get to put stuff in the bag.
Here's your MERS.
See, this is my travel bag right now. It's my travel MERS right here.
But your travel MERS is nice.
I got a lot of things in there. One of the most important things in here is my gin and friends
friendship bracelet.
But I need to make sure that my lips stay.
Yes.
You know, they ain't dry.
You are organized, by the way.
I got my eye drops in here.
Yeah.
This is important, everybody. I'm sorry. Like,
I was like, what is
when
that?
I go eat, when I go out to restaurants,
You
you
have
know,
your
I don't
nice
want to be
little-
sticking my hand in my mouth, so
no.
I got my nice
Yes.
little floss sticks right here.
Yes. In
so
a
I got a lot of
nice
things in there.
Ziploc bag, all organized.
Yeah, I'm very organized. Like I said, I got a little touch of OCD, but I got a lot
Wait,
of
do
things.
you
in there.
have a stylist or you dress yourself?
No, I don't have
See
time
them
to dress myself.
fingernails?
I have an amazing stylist,
Yeah.
Jason Bowden. Shout out to Jason.
Well,
Bowden.
I mean, I kind of felt like you must because you're very chic and you have to, you know,
Yeah,
look at that merce, y'all. Look at that merce.
I just walk like this, you know. I carry my little purse.
I feel like you're bringing the merce back.
Bring it back. Let's do it.
Right?
Why not?
Come
That's
on,
good.
man. This is
Just a
But I
little,
got everything I need in here.
you know?
Yeah.
bring it
I like
back.
it.
Carry a
Hey,
backpack.
y'all, thanks.
Carry a backpack. Whatever have the word
What are
to
you
do,
talking
carry a
about?
backpack.
And I want to know what you guys' thoughts are on that. What
Ben Mew, let me tell you something, man. All of this weird shit is coming from your peer group.
your motherfucking
All these men wearing skirts. Most of them are 45 and under. And this is part of what y'all grew up into. A lot of y'all peers, when y'all look around.
Don't put that imaginary shit.
Hold on. Stop.
Your kids,
Stop
like, you know what I'm
Listen.
saying? Y'all
Let's
actually raise these
no.
Z's.
Hold up.
Letter
Let's be true. Let's be true.
Ain't no millennials
When you look at this lifestyle, most of them are 40 and under. They out here flamboyant.
Most of them are 29 and under.
40 and under. What? No. They come out a little earlier now.
No.
But again,
hey,
hold on.
what age group is Bruce Jenner in?
Hey,
Bruce Jenner is a boomer. He's 70. He's older than our pain. He's a boomer.
What about RuPaul?
He's a white guy. I'm talking about the ninjas. I don't talk about the white guys that live that way.
We got a list of guys we can put.
What age group are the people in Break? The movie Breaking. With everyone pop locking and doing all that weird. When everyone was on that nose candy. Wait. Everyone was on that nose candy. What age group was that?
But still, nobody was wearing skirts.
What age group is what's that?
Richard
Sherman.
Prince is a boomer. They all boomers.
Oh man.
No, so that's your age. Look, that was my
man. Prince is in his 60s, man.
The people in their 50s. We saw the people who were one generation ahead of us. They was dressing
I can do more
really
push-ups
weird
than both of
too.
y'all. Stop it.
You cannot
listen.
Okay,
wait. So let me prove my point.
So men in their 50s,
I'll challenge you on live whenever you're ready.
You can't do more push-ups than me.
But anyway, let me say this, right?
Y'all the crack area. Y'all smoke all that crack, boy.
No. We sold it.
No,
listen, we sold it to y'all parents.
Cut it.
Sold it to your parents because we were teenagers and they bought it to us. However, as we went on and brother, me and DL sort of, we were together. I'm 8 years older, but again, we saw the transformation, right? Because even if a guy was wanting to be that way, he took that shit to his grave. So you can't verify or not that was his lifestyle. The way Prince would come outside, he was all about his performance. Nobody ever confirmed or denied whether Prince was living that lifestyle. Michael Jackson, there's no confirming of them even living that lifestyle. However, as we got into our adult years and y'all guys were babies in the 80s, y'all were babies in the 80s, maybe born 5 years. So now, as y'all got into young adulthood, you all, not saying y'all, but that age groups of children are even more feminine, even more. And when you see guys in the prime of their life,
because your generation was presenting that way and we watched y'all do it. Now, when y'all went home, sure, maybe you guys were masculine or whatever. But
man, wasn't nobody coming outside cross-dressing in the black community. No.
Yes, they were, sir.
Nobody. I never saw.
Hold on. Let's get to the bottom of this. I want to. Hey, Berlin, brother Berlin, where did you grow up, fam? Where did you grow up?
Where did you grow up?
Say again?
Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma.
All right, so like Oklahoma City, like right around.
But I had family in Louisiana and New Orleans, so I also saw that. And New Orleans, they were definitely feminine.
See, we got
in that
right.
time. And listen, in the 90s when he was a kid, and those
No, in
men
the
grew
80s
up
when
to
I was a
be.
kid. I'm 42 years old, sir.
So when you look at the dynamics, you'll see that more men around your age and younger have been trying to transition the male into the
That's
soft.
y'all.
But
That's
that's
y'all.
entertainment.
We post it when it came out.
Look at this.
But again, those guys were all masculine guys, though.
No, not dude right there. No, bro. No.
Man, y'all ain't never heard of no scandals of no Isley brothers living that lifestyle. Stop
You
it.
didn't hear about it. And the
Man,
Isley
come
brothers
on,
came
man.
out of Lincoln Heights. Hey, listen, look, bro, I can speak on this. The Isley brothers came out of Cincinnati, a neighborhood called Lincoln Heights. Lincoln Heights, by the way, is where them white boys was on the bridge talking about, MAGA, whatever, and the black people came and ran them off the bridge. Y'all remember that story? That's Lincoln Heights, right? That's Lincoln Heights. That's where the Isley brothers are from. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I can go home, bro. I could go home, and I guarantee you somebody's gonna tell me some stories about that sassy dude right there with his shirt all bundled up right here. I'm telling you. I guarantee, man. All right. Next time we talk, I'm gonna have some information for you. I'm gonna have some information for you.
This guy's confirmed gay with the shirt. He's confirmed.
Gotta be.
Well, one of the Isley brothers.
La da da da
And that's one.
Yeah, that nigga.
But again, it wasn't as normal because even the women shamed it back then.
Coach Ferg, where do you think they got that from? Where do you think they got that from, Coach Ferg?
Got what?
La da 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 da.
Well, he is from Cincinnati. I went to college with some dudes from Cincinnati back in the 80s. Now, they were the prettiest dudes on campus.
Oh, nigga.
They had a different type of love. They used to
say another word.
They had a different type of swag in Cincinnati.
Hey,
it was different.
Hey, they don't call it the nasty natty for a reason. They don't call it the nasty. Here's
another word.
Hey, here's the deal, fam. Ask any woman who done came across a Cincinnati motherfucker. She'll tell you, like, man, them Cincinnati niggas talking right out your panties, bro. I'm just letting you know, man. That's our thing. That's our thing. Go talk to some sisters.
Let's look at it like
your pardon.
In the 80s, right? I grew up on a black college campus. The Q dogs were seen as more masculine, and the Kappas was seen as more feminine.
More feminine.
But the Kappas were seen as more the women than the Q dogs.
Pretty boys. Pretty boys. That's why.
No. In the 80s, it wasn't pretty boys. They was feminine as all hell.
Our paint cute.
Nah, I remember. That's true. But I remember I got a cousin and some of my friends went to high school with their Kappas, and they were always known as the pretty boys. And most of them were always light skinned. They were always the pretty boys.
Yeah. Our pain was a cue. Talk to us about our pain.
It is so cute. Stop up, old man. Stop up.
So our pain, who was more feminine, our pain, the Kappas or the Qs?
The Qs would never accuse of being feminine. Ever.
Facts.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
Yeah, talk your
shit.
Don't
hook up, old man. Don't hook up.
And the alphas was the closeted ones. and nobody knew who the sigmas was.
Right.
Ow.
That's how it was.
The cap was in the
80s,
shimmying all on top of that.
The AKAs was the pretty ones who was light skinned who had to pass the bag test.
Absolutely.
The deltas was the kind of pretty red bone ones, and the zetas was the ones that was way out of shape, and nobody knew anything about the history ropes. That's how it was. Tell me I'm lying.
AKAs.
Tell me I'm lying.
My guy is a zeta, bro. Come on now. Come on.
I'm just talking about the 80s. In the 80s.
Berlin. So who's the prettiest? Who's the prettiest girls then?
In the 80s.
In the 80s.
AKAs easily.
Mm-hmm.
Clip. Yeah, they were.
Praise the Lord, everybody.
But then by the early 2000s, the AKAs started turning bisexual, and then the deltas caught up and started looking better. Tell me I'm lying.
Those were the days, man. You know.
Yeah, our pain. Yes, for our pain. So our pain said he used to throw up the. Our pain said when he threw this up right here. He said he did this here automatically. Just bent over right in front of him.
Although, but the Q was out of pocket too, because they was running around naked with their little Crown Royal bags and nothing else on, and like that was kind of. I mean, that was kind of feminine. Y'all
Women were
doing your little
willing to
stroll
serve
dances
men
with the
back
gold
then.
boots on, naked with a Crown Royal bag over your sack. Like, what the shit was that?
I don't know about that.
They just crossed. That's
What
what
you
it
mean you don't
was.
know about that, sir?
They
As soon
just
as that George
crossed. Let
Clinton
them
song
be. They
came on,
celebrate.
Atomic
All right.
Dog, y'all would be in y'all gold boots, ass naked with the Crown Royal thing, just strolling.
Because they just
Strolling
crossed.
is
Let them
playing.
be. They just crossed. That's why.
That was my experience. That's why. All I gotta tell you. That
Explain
was
yourself,
my
R-Pain. Explain yourself.
Hold on, R-Pain.
They just crossed. No. Oh man, I get it. They crossed. They just got their letters. Case closed.
Hey, R-Pain, real quick.
I don't know if y'all can hear me because I think I got a delay somewhere.
No,
A little bit.
Yeah, you got a little delay, but we can hear you though. Go ahead.
Listen, man. I mean, those were the days, man. But if you get back to a little bit of seriousness, man, women really like to serve dudes, man. We had our sweetheart course were fantastic. We had them. They were doing all kinds of stuff for us, man. We still have a relationship with those women now, man. I've been in Q for almost 50 years.
And the dozens still don't like them.
Yeah.
So you have hold on. You say you still have a relationship with women that you didn't fuck before?
Nah, I'm saying when you were playing, you had a sweetheart court. They did everything. They fed us. They got us. They did everything. They had money.
They fucked y'all too, right?
I mean, if you talking about submissive women, that was when women was.
Oh, he's avoiding this question.
Right. You didn't have to be married to them either.
So y'all was fucking them too? Y'all was fucking them too?
Probably.
Guys had relationships with some of the honeys.
So hold on. So some of the women you still friends with, have you had sex with any of them?
Some or most?
No. I mean, listen, man. Most. We have a lot of friendships still that go on today. I'm not gonna be on here and start talking about.
R-Pain just act like you can't remember, but you know you old. I can't recall. I can't recall.
The Alzheimer's is kicking in. That's what it is, DL. The Alzheimer's is kicking in.
I wanted to be serious, man, but there was some real respect and servitude in terms of they wanted to see us succeed.
Oh, there was some real servitude, all right.
That's why I'm used to women being somewhat submissive, man. My whole college career, man. I had my Q stuff on. Women used to come up to me, man, just touch you and shit. Oh, you're in charge, aren't you? Yeah.
Hey, R-Pain, real quick. I give you $5. You go ahead and do a stat, man. We'll make the Atomic Dog song. We'll do the Atomic Dog song right now. Atomic Dog. Go ahead and do a stat. Go ahead.
Perform on cue like that,
Come on now, throw them hooks up, man. That's okay. We understand. We respect that. So throw them hooks up. Come on now. You know you want to throw them hooks up.
Hey, nothing but the dog in it.
Come on, dog. Come on, R-Pain. Come on, man. What's up? Come on, R-Pain. Come on,
man. You know you want to throw them hooks up. You want to.
Keep fighting his spirit. You want to jump up.
Come on, hey! Don't be ashamed.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, R-Pain. Look, I showed the dog.
You got the brand. That's right.
Yeah,
that is a true cue right there.
Talk your shit, R-Pain. God damn it, talk your shit. R-Pain, better talk your shit, boy. That's what I'm talking about.
Throw them hooks up, man.
Woo. Yeah, R-Pain, you better talk your shit, boy. I love it. You bring everybody back up, goddammit. Boy,
that was amazing, goddammit.
Hold on, let me get you down, R-Pain. Hold on. R-Pain
that was amazing.
R-Pain said, let me show y'all who I am.
He showed that brand.
Yeah.
That's a cue right there. That's a true cue right there.
That's a cute dog right there, boy.
I'm surprised he put his tongue out his mouth. You know them hoes love it.
He wanted to. His spirit was calling him to do it, but he was. It's like when women hear "Back That Ass Up," you know. You can find the nicest granny, but when that song come out, boy, the inner hoe of them come. It's the same thing. That's y'all's "Back That Ass Up."
Bro,
as soon as
I know a whole bunch of cues, bro.
I done seen dudes 80 years old. They in a walker, but when that song come up, they get up and
they throw them with no hesitation.
Yep.
Hey, let everybody know.
And one thing I'll say about this is if New Orleans every year they have the Bayou Classic. I know a lot of people probably familiar with that. And at the Bayou Classic, bro, you could be walking, bro. All you see is purple and gold and gold boots, baby. And all you hear, all over that motherfucker, nigga. All over that bitch, nigga. I be like, damn, the Kappas and the Alphas, all them niggas, they don't be, man. When I tell you them fucking Q dogs show up, nigga. But I will say, Broken Berlin, I did see a video a long time ago, about 2 years ago, and I asked the Q dog about that I go to church with, and he said, "Man, hey man, that's different chapters and shit, bro. Don't put all us in that same fucking boat." And I was like, "All right, well,
we talking about the new guys, man, going crazy. They had some bad
yeah, because they had a whole gym. I mean, nigga, it was like a gym full of niggas butt naked dancing on each other, nigga. I said, what the fuck going on here?
Wait, stop the press.
They did that in the 80s, fam. They did that in the 80s.
Are you for real? What?
Niggas,
no, I grew up on a car. Look. The Q dogs were the Q dogs were the first ones to be naked in the parties. When everyone started to do these little line strolls, the Q dogs be the only ones to be naked doing it.
Get out of here, man. Where you see that shit? That's the whole
I remember a situation that happened sometime back. A friend of mine told me about this. There was a big party, and one Q was like so into it, he literally dropped his drawers and showed his brand on his ass cheek and everything else. And I think that chapter got suspended for the semester just because of that. I was like, yeah, they're cute. Some chapters will do it, but I hate to say it, old man, but they got a reputation for that. They do. They just do. That's how they are.
Yeah, we had a lot of chapters. We had some crazy ass brothers, man. So I can't confirm or deny. I know we were cool, but we didn't do no crazy shit.
I gotta hit up my man. Chris. He's a Q. He's down in Miami, but he crossed over when he was in Louisiana. So I'm gonna ask him about that, bro. I'm gonna ask him about that. Jesus, he'll tell me the truth. He might swear me to silence before he tells me.
He made a pledge. He can't tell you the truth, sir. He made a pledge.
I mean, I'm talking about as far as being naked in a party dancing.
What they do?
Every black college campus in America.
In Atlanta? They do that in Atlanta. No, man. Who? The girls was naked? There were no dudes.
Nah, Q's. We're talking about the Q's. Either the one that just got
nobody doing all that, man. If you heard
Q's
from somebody who didn't
what?
pledge, man, it's a lie. It's a lie.
Q's didn't do what?
Ain't nobody dancing like it at no party, man.
It don't matter. They just crossed or they
did that in Oklahoma.
Man.
Maybe Oklahoma.
Bam, all right, man. Look, I've been in black college to black college to black college. Look, I went to a basketball team every damn time as a kid growing up. I've seen black colleges and look, I've seen how they operate on black colleges damn near everywhere. The Qs, when they was time to party, were always the ones ready to get naked. The Kappas was always the ones being real pretty with the canes and shit. The Sigmas didn't have no real identity, so they started doing the same thing as the Kappas and having blue canes. And then the Alphas, they were the ones in the cut, like trying to mac on all the bitches.
Yep.
That's how
the high yellow.
What about the Iotas?
What about the who?
What about the Iotas?
Who the hell's an Iota?
Iota like that? You never heard of them?
They neophytes,
Look, I'm talking
man.
about the four main ones and the three main ones on the women's side. That was the ones who ran. It is the Divine Nine, but didn't nobody really know nothing about no SG Rose in the 80s really like that. And it was all just the Alphas, Kappas, Qs, and Sigmas, and then it was AKAs, Deltas, and Zetas.
Right.
Facts. Mm-hmm. So this whole conversation is about how do we make young black men more manly. I guess that can't be Qs.
Join the military.
We had
join the military. They act gay as shit in the military.
Don't get caught some places. Don't get caught some places.
Now raise your hand on the panel right now if you were in the military.
What?
So my thing is this. I want to ask you guys this, and I'm gonna get Prototype to answer this first, then everybody else can go. For the military guys, right now the military has been basically bitched up a little bit, right? They have stress cards now and shit. Like if something's too hard for you, you can hold up a card and shit, and you know.
That's a big trend.
I heard,
away, man.
and I also heard that an average serviceman or servicewoman can't even do 10 push-ups, and they're in the military. So I mean, I'm telling you what I read.
I know that's a lot though.
Okay, you believe that? You know, so right. Because think about this though. Back in the day when you was in the military, they was on y'all ass. They made y'all be fit. Right now, if a motherfucker in there that's got a lot of weight on him, he can hold up a stress card and not do no exercise at all.
Well, no, not anymore, man.
Was it push-ups or was it push-ups or pull-ups?
Hold on, let prototype. Let prototype go first. Prototype, what do you think about this?
What's the question? Just
what do you think about they softening up the military, softening up football? Now you can't really scream. I heard, man, listen, if y'all didn't see the show on this channel 2 weeks ago, me, Trey, all of us got into it with one of the latest on the show that does the show on Sundays. They said that in coaching, the yelling should stop. It should be the coach talking to a kid saying, hey, listen, next time do better. Pull him to the side. Do better. We can work on techniques when we get back to the locker room and all this stuff. What? No, she said no scream. So how do you feel about them dumbing down everything? The military is getting soft. Football, sports are getting soft. I mean, what do you prototype? What are your thoughts?
I think they're going to lose. So, like for the teams that the teams that don't have that kind of, I mean, I don't think the scream is necessary per se. You know what I'm saying? Because the teams that didn't scream win the most for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's always a next man up kind of an environment. So coaches didn't have to scream like, "Oh, you ain't gonna do it? Go take a seat, next man up," and he's just as good as you. You know what I'm saying? So I think the culture as far as that. But as far as things being too hard, I mean, things are hard that are worth having. So I just don't. You know what I'm saying? It just goes that way. So if it's not going to be hard, then nothing's going to be worth having.
Yeah. My godson's in the military.
The military is transitioning now with the new regime, right? They got rid of the men with skirts and shit.
It's not true. That's not true. Like my godson's is serving right now. Like he was just in the mechanized infantry unit, and he just changed his MOS. Well, I asked him about all this stuff. We heard all this stuff that's going on. And we asked him. He's like, look, bro. He's like, ain't nothing changed, G-Pop, since y'all were in, really. He looked like the Incredible Hulk. He's fit. The guy can get down and push until you tell him to stop. Like it's amazing. Like all the guys in my unit are like this. He was like, the females in our unit, they can pull their weight. He was like, the only thing that's really changed is like getting slots into airborne school is really difficult because they're prioritizing females over males. And just like in this thing with trying to get, females like really through Ranger training, which is bullshit. There's not a female made yet that can get through true Ranger. And I'm talking about scrolled out Ranger. I'm not talking about Ranger school. I'm talking about
you talking about RAS.
Yeah, I'm talking about RAS and all that, pre-Ranger RAS, whatever they're calling it now. I mean, it was RIP when I went in. There's not a female that can really get through that, but I've heard the stories of how the women got through and all that. But as far as the military goes, the stress card, when I got out in 94, right when I was transitioning out, they were bringing the stress cards in. And if you bring us, back then, I was, brag. If you pulled out a stress card, we would piss on it and give it back to you until you put it in your pocket.
Y'all pissing on the mental health, sir? Y'all pissing on their mental health. That's
yes. And tell you to put it right back in your pocket. Like you ain't leaving it on the ground. Put it back in your pocket where you got it from. Grab your weapon and follow me. It takes a certain individual to protect the Constitution, right? Marines, I couldn't imagine a Marine Corps with a stress card. I mean, but you know what I mean? But to your point, it is getting softer. I mean, there is more tolerance now than it was when I went in the 90s. And think about it. It wasn't as hard. I didn't go through what my uncle went through in the 80s, and I didn't go through what my other uncles went through in the 70s when they went to Vietnam in the 60s. So it's always changing. It's constantly changing.
I think the pendulum is swinging back, man, because we got a new administration. It's been 6 months. They're getting rid of the gays. They're getting rid of a lot of stuff. They got to be some time. What you mean they're not?
They're not. I'm gonna let Coach Ferg go, and then I'll break it down after Coach Ferg.
I got out in '97, right? And again, the only thing that's really changed as far as physical fitness is the PT test has changed. But 5 days a week, your ass is running, push-upping, pull-upping, laying, crawling, jumping every day. At 4:30, you might have did 250 push-ups and ran 3 miles and ate breakfast by 9. That still's gonna but the PT test has changed. Now the jobs and things like that, they have a little bit more tolerance now because these fuckers going in today are a lot dumber. They're a little bit more slow to catch on. And that comes from where they come from. They're a little slow to catch on, and they're a little bit more tolerant, and they'll take. See, back then, when I was in, you messing up 3 or 4 times, the drill sergeant, he'll make you feel bad. And the other soldiers, they'll tell you, get your shit together, and you'll be one of the best soldiers by the time you came out of training. But today, again, they acquiesce to, they look, even now, kids coming out of school since COVID, they didn't have to do the written statements to get into colleges. So what does that tell you about the education of those young men and women? Because everybody's in their feelings. I heard grown men always talking about how I feel to the world. And as a soldier, you can worry about how you feel all you want. But if we ever have a land battle, all y'all people in y'all feelings, don't go run and hide. Feel out a weapon, fill out something, and protect your family. So,
I'll tell you how to feel, Airborne. That was the mentality when we were in there. I'll tell you how to feel, Airborne. And when as far as not yelling at people, I don't know if you guys been around live fire. It's hard for me to talk in a civil tone when rounds are going off, when rounds are impacting. You hear those zip pops. You know what I mean? When the mortars are going off, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. And when I tell you to move forward and take that position, if you refuse to do it, I will grab my sidearm and I will put that weapon to your head, and I give that order one more time. You better go. You better go.
Now we have 4 minutes. We have about 5 minutes left in the show. I want to show an example of a man checking another man on that feminine shit. And I don't know if anybody saw it today. It went viral immediately this morning. So I'm gonna play it for you guys. I want to see Prototype face, so I'm gonna make sure we.
Prototype, why you picking on you, man? Why you picking on Prototype today?
He volunteered.
All right, here we go. Now, I want y'all to see this, how he checked this nigga. And this is how it's supposed to be done. This is what he did to Charlemagne today on the Breakfast Club. Watch this.
Respect. But because we have different trauma. Like, we're different. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that would, like, I'd rather get my ass whipped than run. But you're proud that you ran.
Yeah.
I'd rather get my ass whipped. I mean,
now he's talking, if you don't know, he's talking about Charlemagne. He was talking shit on the radio, and 4 dudes met him outside, and Charlemagne took out running when they tried to fight him.
Well, it was, if I understand that, the story was, it was early in the morning. He was on his way to the station, went to the store, and he realized it was 4 dudes that was setting him up. And then he back, a guy swung on him. The dude missed Charlemagne, like ducked the punch or whatever, and then he started backpedaling out of there. That's the story as it was told to me.
So that's what he's talking about. Here we go.
Ask you a question, Dan. You ever ran from a fight? What would happen if y'all heard that I ran from a fight? That's a masculine way of doing things. Now, you don't see it that way. You like to play games. Like, I'm not quite, because when you say kids, I was like, and it ain't no disrespect, but I kind of think you're gay. You just act a little gay.
You got a problem with gay people?
Not at all. I've got a problem with people that pretend they're not gay. So let me tell you why.
But what if
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. This is hilarious. I love what you're doing. This is hilarious. So what I'm saying is, you might, because you started in gossip, which is, is very feminine, and you are acting like, there's some degree of like, you want people to listen to you, and that we want people that represent masculinity, because men need to be doing what they need to do as men. They don't need to be worried about girl stuff, period.
What's girl stuff?
Talking about people that aren't in the room, that don't have anything to do with them, saying things confidently in front of millions of people and not saying anything. How many times I've seen people punk you? I would never let anybody talk to me a certain way. I'd rather get my ass whipped. That's where we're different. We got different trauma. So you can't really look through my eyes, because you do things different.
You that much?
No, do I look bothered?
Yeah.
I'm bothered.
Actually, you do.
What I'm bothered about is you're speaking in front of people confidently, and you don't have the experience or the knowledge. And also, I'm afraid that white people think that we act like you. You're not dumb, but like, you know what's bugging me out?
Before, what do you mean act like him? I just want you to.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm gonna say so. The way you keep interrupting me, the way you keep saying things that aren't true but don't know.
Like what? What did I say that's not true?
Let me say what I'm saying. I was still talking. Okay. So, because when I do that, when y'all do that, I forget what I'm gonna say. Because I'll be like, da.
You're not saying shit.
No,
Dan.
you don't think. Of course, you don't think that. I think you're gay.
That's fine.
I do. I'm not gonna lie. After the Puff stuff, cause let me say this. This is my assessment. I've never heard you say one thing bad about Jay-Z. Not one.
He's not in the room. You shouldn't talk about him.
Don't tell me what to do.
You said you shouldn't talk about men
Now
when they're not in the room.
you're interrupting me.
Now you're doing the girl stuff.
I know him. I'm giving you an example, right?
You used to know him.
Can I talk? You're upset. Can I talk? Can I talk? I've never seen you say one word, because you talk bad about a lot of people, but you never said one time. And you walk around with his face on your chest. Is that a airplane shirt right now?
Paper planes, yeah. I wore CEO stuff.
Can I finish? No, I never seen it. Let me finish.
What you mean?
Let me see.
Can
I talk? Can I land the plane? Let me land the plane.
I can't wait.
Let me land the plane. So I'm thinking to myself, either you got a crush on this man or he's paying you. One or the other. Did you buy that shirt?
Yes.
You went and bought that? They didn't give it to you as much as you say nice
You're not supposed
things?
to support black business?
I doubt you bought that shirt.
What you mean?
Anyway,
and I buy CEO
so I
shirts too.
think you're gay. I'm sorry.
And I think
so,
you're broke.
Okay. I think
he's kind of gay too.
I think
But
that.
I do have a question.
I think
though.
that. And no disrespect to gay, I just think,
I think you're broke.
Like I saw,
and that bothers you so much to get called broke by people.
I got you.
I do have a question.
I'm sure it does.
Right.
Raise your hand if you think Dan's broken. Seriously. See, it's just me and him.
But this is the question though. This
Can I
is the
make my
question.
other announcement?
Yes.
I have a book
I was
deal.
talking.
That's it. That's
Wait, he did say period like a city girl, did he not?
He did, but I like the fact that he told Charlamagne what it is. Nigga, you gay.
But he's also a hypocrite. He said period like a chick, did he not?
But think about this. If you go further into the interview, he tells Charlamagne, he said, there's a reel out there of you, somebody made a complication of you talking about niggas' dicks. And then it's true. And then they made a reel about him talking about men when he go out to gay clubs to promote Breakfast Club, men blowing kisses at him. And he said he felt so welcome there that he went back the next weekend. Like, nigga, that's
I understand that completely, but running from a jumping is not gay.
No.
4 dudes trying to jump you and you
it
run.
all depends on where you was raised.
Well, hold on.
I fought my entire life. My papa taught me martial arts. When it's 4 of them, you run away and you get to try to pick them off one-on-one at a later time. Do not run towards no 4-on-1 jumping if you can get away, get away.
Here's the deal. I agree with Brother Berlin. I agree with Berlin on that. Here's the deal. If you catch me slipping, yes, you are. And y'all surround me, y'all got me. It's 4 of y'all. If you catch me slipping and y'all got me, right? I'm gonna grab the neck of the nigga talking the most shit, and like, yo, homie's gonna get me, but I'm getting you. I'm gonna get the dude to set all this shit up. Now hold on. Now here's the deal. If I see y'all coming, I'm getting out the situation, bro. If I see y'all coming, y'all got the numbers, bro, because I'm thinking y'all armed, first of all. So if I see y'all coming, I'm getting up out of there. Even if I'm armed, I'm getting up out of there. Because y'all done picked the ground. Y'all done caught me. It was just me.